10 money lessons for a successful relationship. All too often, couples find themselves together, they're in love, everything checks out, absolutely taken in by each other. But there's one very important thing that they may overlook, and that could be finances. It might be a topic that they may not broach, or they may not get into a lot of details when it comes to, or may not even really discuss. Now, when you think about it, financing is one of the most important things and one of the lubricants, from where I sit, that really gets the wheels of relationships moving once the relationships take off. And if you really want your relationship to succeed, then you want to really pay attention to one of these key aspects of the relationship. Outside love, I think money truly makes relationships beneficial. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jessica, and today's video is sponsored by Passion Air. It's a Ghanaian airline that operates in Ghana, and of course, will take you from one exciting Ghanaian city to the next. Next time you're in Ghana visiting, make sure you fly Passion Air. Go to flypassionair.com, book your ticket now, and you'll have no regrets whatsoever. Back to the video. So these key lessons are not only going to open your eyes to some of the conversations you need to have, but if it's something that you have not already started doing in your serious relationship, it's something you definitely want to consider. So this video is going to highlight a few things for you that possibly will help take your relationship to the next level. So what is lesson number one? Have the money talk regularly. So it's important to have conversations about money and to have it as often as possible, okay? Couples who share their feelings about money and disclose what they make, especially how they spend and what they want to save and, stuff like that, aren't just sharing money information. I believe that they're sharing their feelings, they're sharing their goals, which is essentially the building blocks for relationships, okay? Now, talking about money with your partner might feel sometimes uneasy or even awkward, but I believe that it's important that you bite the bullet and just do it. Go ahead, get it done. Cut that snake's head off once and for all. Consider having a weekly check-in to review your finances together. That way you can make a financial plan so you both, live with and agree to, set your goals together, and keep tabs on your progress so that both parties stay motivated and stick with a plan. At least if you have a plan, you know that you have one objective you can work towards. Number two, it's important that you keep accounts either separate or not, and you need to decide on whether you want to do that. Consider the pros and cons of sharing accounts if it's, if you're in a committed relationship or if you plan on tying the knot soon. Now, this is a vital conversation to have. For example, sharing a joint bank account comes with some great pros or perks. A joint account might even mean having to deal with fewer account fees. It might make it easier to manage your cash flow. And more importantly, it can help you budget and maybe even save for shared goals. For instance, if you're planning a wedding or something like that, you can all put your money together in one pot. Okay, helping you become closer as a couple in the process. When couples feel that they're a team, it helps them bond more closely. Then again, consider this. If your partner has terrible money habits, such as blowing through cash too quickly, you might want to postpone merging your finances until he or she develops better habits. Determine whether you want your partner or you have a partner who can handle responsibility of managing shared accounts while staying on a budget. Or if it's better that each person has their own account and, can maybe stick to their own guns and timelines if possible. Number three, be transparent about your spending. Now, overspending is the number one financial deal breaker for couples. A close second is being secretive about finances. Being open and honest about your spending habits might not be easy for your partner or you, but it's necessary to keep your relationship together. Now, after all, the last thing you want to do is commit financial infidelity. Financial infidelity is a big deal breaker in relationships. Keeping secret purchases and transactions doesn't instill trust. And it makes the person who finds out these secrets feel like, well, basically there are other secrets yet to be discovered, okay? So what you want to do is to keep the lines of communication open and to hold each other accountable for your bank account balances and any other spending and purchasing decisions that you make. Keep it open, be an open book. Encourage communication. Be prepared to confess any bad spending decisions that you make in your relationship so that trust can be built in the long term. Number 4, share your financial differences as well, okay? Now, it's a given. It's inevitable that you and your partner will have different views about money, how to spend it, when to spend it, including, how you save, how you manage it. But instead of keeping these viewpoints bottled up, share them with each other, or you might end up suffering the consequences. Be honest, be open about your financial differences. If one person is a compulsive spender and the other is more conservative, acknowledge that these differences exist, and find a common ground that you both can feel comfortable with. That way, everybody understands where each other stands, and you can work your way towards each other and find a good space where you both are comfortable with. 5, talk about your personal relationship with money. So everybody has their own personal relationship with money, whether it's a positive one or a destructive one. If you grew up in a home, for instance, where money was never a problem, for example, you might not have to fear going broke as you grow older. However, if maybe you grew up from like a poor background or you faced bankruptcy at some point in your life, that fear of not having enough might be driving some of your spending decisions or just the way you run your life. Now, knowing about you and maybe your partner's personal relationship or attitude towards money can make it easier to communicate or come to a resolution when discussing money and making money decisions, right? Especially when it comes to upcoming purchases. So really delve deep into that aspect and things will be a little easier. Number 6, do your financial planning as a couple together. It's very important. Now, whether you're putting together a retirement plan, whether you're thinking about buying life insurance, considering having kids, wanting to move into a bigger house, you'll need a financial plan in order to make those important decisions with your partner. So, for example, if you plan on having kids with your significant other, you want to sit down as a couple and list out, for instance, all of the financial factors to figure out if you can afford to have a baby right now, or you have to wait a couple of years when you guys have been able to maybe save up enough, because having kids, for instance, is now an economic decision more than anything else. You might find out that you need to get a higher paying job and able to afford childcare expenses, or you might realize that you both should plan on moving into a bigger house to accommodate more people. That would likely require setting up a savings plan, for instance, so you can afford a down payment on a mortgage. If coming up with a financial plan on your own is too difficult, well, reach out, make an appointment for you and your partner to sit down with someone who can help you. A financial advisor is not too far away. Seek professional help, see what options are available to you. And I'm sure that you guys will make some really good decisions before long. All right, so that is one other thing that you can absolutely do. Number 7, manage anger and frustration constructively. Really important. So arguing over money could lead to disintegration of your relationship. But whether your partner has lost their job or you're both just struggling financially to make ends meet, it's still important to keep your relationship on an even keel during those very difficult times. Okay. Now, don't let your anger or your frustration get the best of you. If you say something or do something exceptionally cruel, it might be hard for your relationship to bounce back from that. And sometimes when you're in dire straits, you may not think too much and you'll say things that will hurt your partner. So instead, recognize that there's a money situation that needs to be dealt with. Then address that problem constructively and work on solving that problem so that you can move forward. all right, and try to deal with it in that way, in that fashion. Number 8, look at money conflicts as an opportunity for improvement. Now, even though fighting about money can be an emotionally charged event, and you might be tired of the ongoing disputes, consider shifting your perspective about what these conflicts really mean. A conflict can occur when, for instance, both parties have opposing viewpoints. So my take is this is like a great time to figure out each other's money personality, as well as talk about your personal relationship with money. Some people are spendthrifts, some people are miserly, some people are frugal. Try and figure out what kind of personality they have and meet people at the point of their need. Number 9, remember your future depends on today's financial decisions, right? Maybe you can live with your partner's frugal spending habits, or you've just accepted the surprises of a shopping spree showing up on your bank statements. Now, whatever the case may be, it's important to recognize that the strongest spending habits will dictate your future. So make sure you're 100% on board with your partner's money habits and spending style. Your future depends on the financial decisions you make today. So when it comes to spending and saving, a healthy balance is a high priority, okay? And finally, exercise some freedom with a budget. At the same time, setting too many restrictions on spending or trying to work with a complicated budget can make the entire process of managing finances as a couple a really frustrating one, okay? So give yourself some wiggle room, give yourself some liberties with certain expenses, basically, so you can both enjoy your hard-earned money while keeping yourself on track with your financial goals. Okay, remember that your budget is just a plan. So, and really it's to help you sort of try and prioritize your cash flow based on your personal goals. So whatever the purchase ends up being, just remember that you don't need to fight about the financing or the finances as long as you stay within your spending limits or budgeting amount. I hope that these tips are helpful. I hope that these money lessons will help bring you guys closer in your relationship. And if this video was beneficial for you, please share it with your partner as well, because this is what it's really about. Is to help bring both of you together, and hopefully you can get some money ideas or money lessons from it, and share it with other couples as well, because that's what it's really about. If you like the video, smash the like button. If you like more of such content, let me know. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you should hit the subscribe button, and I would appreciate that. Share the video with a friend as well, okay? My name is Jessica. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.